They see the giant. They see the power. They see the footwork, the confidence, the belts, the roar of the crowd. But they don't see the darkness I crawled through. They don't see the battles I fought long before I stepped into any ring. They don't see the man behind the monster. A man who nearly lost everything, including his own mind. Before I was Tyson Fury. Before I was the Gypsy King. Before the world sang my name. I was just a kid born 3 months early, fighting to breathe, fighting to survive. The doctors told my father I wouldn't make it. They said I was too small, too fragile, too weak. But even then, I wasn't listening. I came into this world swinging. My father named me Tyson after Mike Tyson himself, because he believed a fighter lived inside me. And he was right. But fighters aren't forged in victory. Fighters are forged in adversity. I grew up in a traveller family. Life wasn't easy. We were raised tough, raised fighting, raised believing that nothing in life is given. Everything is earned. School didn't interest me. The world outside the classroom was my teacher. Pain was my textbook. Resilience was my homework. By 10 years old, I was nearly 6 feet tall. By 12, I was sparring grown men. By 16, I was training like a warrior. Running until my lungs tore, punching until my knuckles bled, dreaming of greatness even when others doubted me. I didn't come from privilege. I didn't come from comfort. I came from grit, hunger, tradition, belief. People see the man now. They don't see the boy skipping meals, the boy running in steel-toed boots, the boy holding on to a dream like it was oxygen. I wasn't born a champion. I built one. In 2015, I shocked the world. I went to Germany, the backyard of a dominant champion who ruled heavyweight boxing for a decade, and I dethroned Vladimir Klitschko. Nobody believed it could be done. They said I was too unorthodox, too wild, too unpredictable. But unpredictability is a weapon, and belief is unstoppable. I walked into that ring a challenger. I left as the heavyweight champion of the world. The belts were mine. The glory was mine. The world finally understood who I was. But something they don't tell you about reaching the top is the silence that follows. When you climb the mountain and the noise fades and the crowd leaves and the lights dim, you're left alone with yourself. And the man I met at the top was drowning. After becoming champion, my body grew heavy. My mind grew darker. Depression sank its claws into me. Anxiety ripped holes in my confidence. I couldn't breathe, couldn't think, couldn't control the storm inside. I had belts. I had fame. I had money. But I didn't have peace. I gained nearly 150 pounds. My body felt like a prison. My mind felt like an enemy. Every day was a battle just to exist. And one night, in the darkest moment of my life, I nearly drove my car off a bridge. People think champions don't break. Champions break more than anyone. We just find ways to rebuild ourselves. I didn't win a fight that day, but I survived one. And sometimes survival is the greatest victory of all. When I decided to come back, the world laughed. They said, "Fury is finished. He'll never fight again. He's too big, too broken, too far gone." But they didn't understand something about me. When I fall, I rise higher. I lost the weight. I rebuilt my mind. I returned to the gym. Every run felt impossible. Every punch felt weak. Every breath felt heavy. But every day, I whispered to myself, "You are not done. Discipline isn't loud. Discipline whispers. And you either obey or you break." I chose to obey. In 2018, I stepped into the ring with Deontay Wilder, a man with the hardest punch in heavyweight history, a man who knocked out nearly everyone he faced. People said I was mad, said I would get destroyed, said I had no chance. But belief is my armour. Movement is my shield. Heart is my sword. And I boxed him beautifully. Until round 12. He caught me. Right hand. Left hook. I hit the canvas like a tree collapsing in the forest. The world thought it was over. The referee started counting. And as I lay there, flat on my back, lights spinning, ears ringing, I heard something, a voice inside me, a voice I thought I had lost in my darkest years. It said, "Get up." I rose, not because my body wanted to, but because my soul refused to stay down. That moment wasn't about boxing. That moment was about life. Life hits harder than Wilder. Life knocks you down when you least expect it. Life dares you to rise. And I rose. The rematch came. This time, I didn't come to survive. I came to dominate. And I came to show the world the difference between a fighter and a warrior. I walked Wilder down. I broke his rhythm. I broke his confidence. I broke the myth of the unbeatable puncher. When the referee stopped the fight, I didn't just reclaim the heavyweight crown. I reclaimed my life, my spirit, my identity. The world saw a champion, but I saw something greater. A man who conquered not just another fighter, but the darkness within himself. Let me tell you something, warrior. Depression didn't defeat me. Anxiety didn't finish me. Obesity didn't bury me. Self-destruction didn't claim me. Because every time the darkness said, "Stay down," my soul said, "Rise." People call me the Gypsy King. They think the title comes from the belts, the victories, the knockouts. No, I am the Gypsy King because I refused to surrender. Because I fought battles no one saw. Because I faced myself and survived. I train every day not to look good, not to impress anyone, but to keep the storm quiet. Training is therapy. Movement is medicine. Discipline is survival. When I run, my mind clears. When I punch the bag, my demons fade. When I push through pain, I remember who I am. Every session is a reminder. You were built to fight. You were built to lead. You were built to rise. People often ask me, "What keeps you going, Tyson?" And the answer is simple. Purpose. I fight for the traveller community that raised me. I fight for every man battling mental illness in silence. I fight for my children, so they know strength is not the absence of struggle. Strength is what you build through struggle. And I fight for myself, because I know what it feels like to want to end everything. And I know what it feels like to rise anyway. I am not perfect. I am not invincible. But I am unbreakable, because I learned how to rebuild myself from the darkest pieces. My story is not about boxing. My story is about resurrection, about the power of belief, about the courage to ask for help, about the warrior hiding inside every broken man. You don't need a crown to be a king. You don't need belts to be a champion. You just need the courage to rise. Every time life knocks you to your knees, I am Tyson Fury. And I am not here because I never fell. I am here because I always got back up.